Hey, good morning, y'all. So, God gave me a word, and he was basically saying it started with Bryson coming in saying how he had a good dream, and then he was talking about how he had a good dream about Word Party, the show that he watches, and so I was like, oh, that's wonderful. But I immediately prayed, had him a prayer that just made sure this good dream was aligned with the goodwill that God has for his life, right? Um, And so I began to explain to him, like, just because something feel good doesn't mean that it is good. And um, yesterday he had took my phone and started running with it and like kind of taunting me with it. And then when I got close enough, he threw the phone. And so I explained to him. I said, "You see how you playing around felt good, but then you had to get the consequence." So he was like, yeah. Um, so I would basically trying to teach him things that feel good, are not always good, right? And then God had me to remember a time where, you know, um, like how some people, uh, come into your life and, things, it's all good, while you're not, trying to achieve the best version of yourself and things like that. And back when I first started doing hair, I built a great relationship with the person who initially trained me and things like that. And um, when I would do things that would just like benefit my career so solely. It was never like a big praise from the person. Like everybody else is like, oh, I like this, oh, I like that. Like the first time I got cars made, I was so excited because I did the photo shoot, I did everything myself. And it was just like, oh, okay. But it was not like the same response I got from other people, which, at the time when when you love a person, you really don't see things for what they are at the time. But um what I when I started to realize that things were not what I thought they were, um I had gotten a car, and the person would say how happy they was that I got a car and all these things, but I already had a car, and I had got a car just because it was my car, but my parents already gave me a car. And so, not that it wasn't a good thing, it's still an accomplishment of mine. I was able to get a car. I worked hard on my credit. I got it on my own merit or whatever. And so that was a good thing for me. But um, that was just a good thing for me, like a growing stepping stone. Like you're growing up, you need your own things. And the car that I previously had to just sat in front of my mom's house until somebody decided they needed to drive it themselves. But it wasn't not necessarily something I needed, or or would take my life to a next level in a sense. And so God had me to like this, like there's some people who celebrate you, but only when you're kind of doing things that really are not aligned with your will or your purpose, or you growing in a real way, or um, sometimes being independent of them. People have dependency problems sometimes, and they want you to be dependent on them. And when you try to do things that kind of, not that it pushes them out your life, but it seems like I think it feels that way to them, right? So they're not happy when you're getting your own things, almost like an overbearing mom. You know how like there's some parents who don't never want you to leave the house, and everything you do, in a relationship, you get in things, and they just try to hold you. And people, they just that way for whatever reasons. That doesn't make them bad people, but that doesn't mean their way is good for you. You understand? So I just want, I guess the message is that things that may feel good are not always good. And I say that because it was all good until I decided that I needed to be an independent stylist and do my own thing. And so that's when the family ship, because we was more than friends, we was family. That's when the family ship dissolved. But it's all good. It's all good. But it's the sooner you know, and the faster you leave. It's always best. You know, and sometimes it hurts, and you'll have sad days and sad months sometimes. But when you know you walking in the purpose for your life, or you're in line with the purpose of your life, it's all worth it in the end, anyhow. So that was my small TED talk for the day, and I kept it under 7 minutes. So I love you guys. Have a blessed day. Bye.